Andrew McCART, IFL TV, in association with MTK Global. Delighted, as always, to be joined by my good friend Kieran Smith. Kieran, like I said to you just before I pushed record there, you're an adventure man, man. You're up mountains, you're cycling 100 miles, you're doing whatever, taking dips into cold oceans and stuff like that, man. How's life treating you? You all good?
Aye, good, good. I just keep busy, keep active. You know what I mean?
That's it. Active body, active mind, isn't it? All that, whatever that saying is.
That's it. It's I'm out in the middle of the wilderness all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it frees your mind in it as well.
Definitely.
As well as your body, and it's brilliant. I don't know. I kind of became more and more during these lockdowns. I wouldn't say obsessed, but like you're saying, on the roads and that with the bike, up mountains, just like getting out into the wilderness, man.
Yeah, definitely good. I've been doing that, not as much as you, but I have been going cycling and running and all this sort of stuff, big long walks and stuff. So, but I can't do what you're doing, mate. I can't do the 100-mile cycles. I can't do the 50-mile runs up hills and mountains and stuff like that. So I'll leave that to you because you're the professional athlete. Now let's get to it then. You are a professional athlete. You're a boxer. Yep. I noticed that the British Boxing Body Control circular that was released on the 13th of January that they had you and Keiron Conway for a final eliminator. I think it's for the British. Is that right?
That's I final eliminator for British title.
Good fight. Both were MTK, so it's probably easy to make. But Keiron Conway basically said that, I think he said on Twitter that you'll get a pasting, and you came back with, whoa, slow down. Let's just get the fight made. Just talk about this fight itself and Kieran.
Well, Andrew, you know me. I've always been the same. I don't go bragging. I don't go splashing things over Twitter. Mm-hmm. And I'm no one for calling people out. But if you're saying things like that, then just sign the contract. Mm-hmm. Fight's easy enough to make. Let's just do it.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You've been out the ring over a year, Kieran. You've not fought. You didn't fight once in 2020, did you?
Nah, I never got to fight. No.
So I'm guessing that you were itchy knuckles to get out as soon as possible in 2021.
Of course. Mm-hmm. Just obviously need time to cut the weight, just the same as everybody else. I'm big at the weight these days, but itchy knuckles, you're starting to go out. Aye.
But you're still, because obviously elite sports is allowed to train. You're still in the gym hitting the bag, even though you do your long mountain runs and your cycling. You're still hitting the bag. You're still putting gloves on, aren't you?
I don't. That's a separate thing. Mm. That's weekends for me. That's when people are just lying about doing nothing. You know what I mean? I'm just doing that for a bit of fun, just to keep busy, keep active. I've got a mate who used to be a professional cyclist. I know a guy who does loads of ultra runs and stuff like that. So that's just been weekend, like a bit of carry on for me and seeing what I can do and push my body and stuff like that. I'm still in the gym Monday to Friday doing serious stuff.
Definitely, always working, mate. Right, Kieran, then obviously Keiron Conway, it's a good fight, like you said. Just sign the contract. It's an easy fight to make. But have you seen much of Kieran? He's doing all the right things, isn't he? He's a good, solid opponent.
Yes, aye, definitely. No, he's good. He does the fundamentals well. He's a solid boxer, like in that perspective, and he's a great opponent for me. Mm-hmm. For me to announce myself, I believe I've got all the tools to beat him. But it'll be a step up for me. But him fighting me's got to be a step up for him as well. He's never fought anybody like me.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's during this pandemic, it's always been like Eddie Hearn's tweeted out and mentioned loads of times that fighters need to stay ready because, and I know you're staying ready, you're always fit, Kieran, but during this pandemic and stuff like that, you might get the phone call out the blue one day that somebody's tested positive or somebody's got an injury, and then right, you need to get up and step into the thing. 2021 for you need to get a fight. You can't take another year out of your career, can you?
No, definitely no. That's it. I need to get active again. Mm-hmm. I need to get active again. Ideally, you would want a fight to prepare you for another title fight. Mm-hmm. That's not going to happen now. Like what you're saying with this pandemic, you need to take what you can get, and that's how I've stayed so active. I've stayed in the gym consistently because you can't afford to be taking weeks off here, months off there, in between, and expect to be able to jump into fights like this.
Definitely.
So when I get the phone call, I'm going to be ready. You know what I mean?
I think the last the last fight was in Glasgow, wasn't it? And I think I interviewed you then, and it was sort of like your whole during the whole interview, you were like, Andrew, I need the big fight now. I'm done. I've served my apprenticeship. I need this fight. So is this music to your ears when that circular came out and it was Kieran Conway final eliminated? Were you like, finally, about time, I'm going to get a big fight here?
Aye, no, because there's that, see with this British Boxing Code Control, the final eliminators and stuff like that, there's just so many things that can happen, mate, Andrew. Until I've signed the contract and Kieran Conway, and if it's no Kieran Conway, until somebody else signs the contract, that's when I'll get excited about it, because I've had that many times where it's been like, you're nearly there, and it's just not over the line.
I know, it must be frustrating for you and this sort of stuff, is it?
Aye, massively.
Well, again, staying ready and doing stuff like that. I mean, your division is a cracking division. I've seen that Brian Rhodes is coming back as well in your division. You've got Scott Fitzgerald. We've mentioned these names before, Anthony Fowler's and stuff like that. We've mentioned all these names. You know what I mean? So this year could be the year that Kieran Smith, you announce yourself onto the big stage. All going well, if you do get the Kieran Conway fight, who knows? You might even get the Anthony Fowler fight might fall through. They might look for an opponent. They might say, Kieran, you ready? That's an opportunity of a lifetime for you as well. Do you know what I mean? So
that's it.
These big fights could be happening for you in 2021. So my question is, are you ready? Are you ready to take these big names, the Fowlers, the Fitzgeralds, the Brian Roses, all these names?
Of course. Of course. It's never been an issue for me. Of course.
Have you spoke to MTK or anything like that reference to Kieran Conway fight then?
Aye, they just told me they've got to keep me updated, and obviously they need to find out. I think just background work in it. Find out if they want that fight or if they want to go down another route and stuff like that. And once you know more about it, they're going to get back to me.
It seems like he wants it after he said that you'll get a pasted on Twitter. It seems like he wants it.
Well, yeah, it's that tweet has got two different statements on it. I'll fight. I'll give a pasting when I decide and know when I'm ordered to. Basically saying, not because the British Boxing Board of Control have ordered the fight, I'm not just going to jump in and fight. You know what I mean?
I see where you're coming from now. Aye.
That's when I was like, I don't know if this fight's going to happen.
So
you know what I mean?
Have you been on it? Have you spoke to your management reference getting a fight, getting you out this year? Because we've seen Craig McIntyre, who's in the gym with you. He had a fight. Excuse me, he had a fight last year, and I think he's got a fight lined up again, hasn't he? In February or March time.
No, he did. He was supposed to fight in January, but his opponent pulled out.
Right. Okay. And it's not been. So he was. Well, that being said, he almost had two fights in this span of the pandemic, and you've not had one yet. So. Have you
that's the issue, Andrew, though, is, and I'm not blowing smoke up my arse by any manner of means, I can't go out and fight somebody who's not as good as me, opposition-wise now. It's not going to benefit my career. It's not pushing MTK any further on, putting me on the TV against somebody that's not great. I need the big fights. Whereas other guys that are getting out, necessarily earning at that stage of their career, that they're still building, and you know what I mean, they're still building for these big fights. So hopefully that this is year like 2021, I can push on and get some.
Thing is with you, Kieran, I'm not asking you to call anyone out because that's not your style. Like you said, you don't do tweets, you don't send out Instagram posts saying you want this fight or that fight. But in your mind, have you got a picture of who you would like to face? I know Kieran Conway is a good opponent. Maybe Anthony Fowler, the Fitzgeralds, and all these guys, maybe a wee bit further on in their career. Maybe you need to get another couple of fights before you face them. But is there anyone else in that division of yours where you're thinking he'll propel me up the ladder, or he'll propel me up the ladder? Have you got any names in your head right now that you think you can give to MTK to say, right, I want to fight him, to get you up the ladder?
No, really. I let them come to me with stuff like that, because at the position you've just said there now, the position for me to propel myself, I need to fight these guys. The guys you say they're maybe a bit further on the career. I still need, for me to propel my career, they're the names I need to fight. Because what good's me fighting guys that are well behind me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've had to stick it out and not get the fights with the number 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s, and because I'm just veering the top 10. But now I'm sitting like 5, 6s, and 7s, and I'm nearly at that point. So why should I be giving other guys the opportunity that are sitting 13th, 14th, and stuff like that?
Definitely. I hear you, mate.
Opportunities that I haven't been given.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. Well, like they say, Scottish boxing right now is in a good era with Josh Taylor going for the undisputed. We've got young Lee McGregor going for the European title. We've got Willie Hutchison who's coming through the ranks. You know what I mean? We've got Craig McIntyre's doing all the right things. We've got Mark McKeown as well who's coming through. So we need you out. We need you to start making your name as well. Do you know what I mean? We need Kieran Smith.
See if we can get crowds. See if we can get crowds back. Scottish boxing will be flying.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be absolutely flying. You know what I mean? Because all this you just mentioned, all these fighters fighting, they're all fighting behind closed door studios, and it's all happening in England and stuff like that at the moment because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas when crowds come back, you've got big, massive nights in Scotland with all the names you've just mentioned.
Oh, you know me, Kieran. I'm a boxing whore, man. That's music to my ears, like.
You know what I mean? It's a lot easier for me to be part of that, and it's a lot easier for them to make fights for me then.
Exactly. I mean, the Hydro will be sold out. You can get that Hydro sold out easy with you, Lee. Do you know what I mean? Joe Ham as well now. Josh Taylor, obviously. Do you know what I mean? Willie Hutchison, John Doherty, Mark McKeown, Craig McIntyre. I mean, his name are endless, man. Even Cash Farouk, man. I forgot about Cash Farouk. You know what I mean?
Cash Farouk as well, aye.
Do you know what I mean? So, Scottish boxing's buzzing right now. So, like I said to you, we need you in these big fights now. We need Kieran Smith to be like, right, I'm going to stamp my name in this division. I'm ready to rock and roll. I want to build on Scottish boxing the same way that we see Lee McGregor and Josh Taylor do. So, are you anxious, annoyed, pissed off? What's your emotion right now?
Yeah, it's not even annoyed, pissed off, because it's a shit situation for me to be in. Of course it is. I always try and just look at the positives every day, Andrew. I think to myself and I'm like, what am I moaning about? I'm like, I'm moaning about nothing, really. We're all in the same position. There's hundreds of other guys like me in the same position. You know, can't go out, can't fight. I'm like, of course it's a shit position for me. It is, but it's a shit position for the other 90% of professional boxers that are out there as well.
Definitely.
I mean, if you're not a big name, signed by a big promoter, you're not getting the chance.
Well, that is true, mate. That's the sad thing about boxing. But again, we've seen fighters get fights because they talk a lot and they're active on Twitter. That's not your style, though, is it? So again, that sets you.
It comes across fake. See if I turn around now. I've just seen it on camera to you. That's not my style. And then 2 weeks to 9, I just start rambling on all the pish that I probably couldn't even keep it going because it looks that fake for me. You know what I mean?
Do you want me to do it for you? You want me to talk shit?
I'm a real person. Do the trash talking.
I'll do the trash talking for me. I'll be your mouthpiece. That's all right.
I've turned up to a press conference and I'm like, you said this, you said that, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Is that bald guy with a camera?
Nah, but so it kind of it comes across looking fake then, eh?
Yeah.
It doesn't come. It's different if you're a wee bit arrogant and you've got that kind of arrogant attitude, and that's the way you actually are. Whereas it's not really me, eh?
Yeah, definitely.
I just like boxing, like fighting, like training hard.
Well, I know you like training hard, mate. You're never at the gym or doing something active. I don't think all you do.
I know, you got to go off this. I told you, I've got places to be.
Where are you going? Where are you going today?
The gym. I've got the gym in 8 minutes. Nah,
you've got your hat on in the house, mate. Where are you going?
I'm just back in the house now. I've got my hat on. Look at the state of me.
Come on, Kieran, man. You're a handsome young man.
I need a lockdown cut like yours, Andrew. That's what I need.
Hey, this is homemade. I chose this bald lifestyle. It didn't choose me.
That's only because it went a different colour, isn't it?
It's gone grey, aye. Ah, fuck it. Who cares? Kieran, finally, 2021, what's your hopes for this year then, mate?
Get out, get active again, mate.
Yeah.
You can set big ambitions, big things, and I just want to get out, get active and take it from there. Just get me a fight, and then we'll start talking about routes to go down and this, that, next thing. First and foremost, a fight's the first thing on the agenda, you know what I mean? If you asked me at the start of the last lockdown, what's your ambitions for the end of this year, I would have said that I wanted to fight for a British title by the end of last year. I wasn't even out, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's snowballed on. What are we in now? We're like, what is it, tier 5 lockdown or something like that?
Oh,
so
knows, mate.
You're not meant to do this, you're not supposed to do that, you're not meant to travel here, there and everywhere. and we don't know how long it's going to go on again. It's just a nightmare now.
Mm-hmm.
So my biggest thing is get active, mate. Get active again.
Well, fingers crossed, mate. Next time I speak to you, you've got a fight date, you've got an opponent, and you're back in
Fingers
training.
crossed it's not our Zoom, eh?
No.
Maybe see each other face to face, man.
I know, mate. I've managed
this
to see
coronavirus.
No, you
get the jab.
Tell you what, though. Here you go. Then, when the weather's a wee bit nice, because I'm tropical blooded, man. I need.
Didn't start this carry on about a bike because you told me the same thing last year. I said I will cycle to Edinburgh and then I'll take you around and then I'll cycle back, and you still never done it.
Well, let's do it then. I mean, like, it's got to be. I'm a tropical blooded man. I need the sun, so we'll go in like maybe March, April time.
Aye, definitely.
Right, 100 miles.
Aye. But I'll need to cycle to you, so it'll probably be about 150 for me, but aye.
Aye, mate, you can do that easy though.
No problem.
Exactly, see? You're an athlete, I'm no.
The only thing is you just need to wait till the later days come in.
Aye, well that's it, because you'll be out all day.
Later days need to come in.
Definitely, my man. Well, Kieran, I won't keep you much longer, mate. Enjoy your Sunday. Aye. Thanks for doing this Fightful TV, and like I said, hopefully next time we do it face to face with a camera. You've got a fight date and an opponent ready to rock and roll.
That's it. Perfect. Cheers, Andrew.
Cheers, Kieran. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks a lot, mate. Enjoy your Sunday.
Cheers.